Children at our centers spend a major part of the day at the center while their parents are at work. For these children, our childcare centers play an important role in shaping their food habits. Their parents put them under our care, and we at NTUC First Campus believe in nurturing and helping our children grow up in a healthy environment. Our food menu follows the guidelines provided by Health Promotion Board. This is because we believe that eating healthy food helps children in many ways. It helps children to get the necessary nutrition that their growing bodies need. It helps their brains develop. It protects children against disease. It helps to develop healthy eating habits for life. Children will then have energy all day long. And you, as one who prepares and cooks the food for our children, play a very important role in helping them eat in a healthy way. You do this with a heart for the children, with a smile on your face, wanting our children to grow up well. We have specially prepared this video to introduce you to some of the dishes that you can cook for the children. If there is a need or to refresh your memory, you can always ask to watch the video again. We wish you happy learning!
Hello everyone, I'm Joanne Marie and I'm here to introduce you to 10 tasty dishes that you can cook for the children. Don't worry, these dishes are easy to prepare and I will show you the process step by step. The dishes I have for you today are organized into 3 categories: breakfast, lunch, and tea break. First, let's take a look at the breakfast menu. For breakfast, we're gonna make banana pancakes. Yummy! Children just love these delicious, easy to make fluffy pancakes. So, let's take a look at the ingredients. First, we have the dry ingredients: 250 grams of self-raising flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 tablespoon of sugar. And you have the wet ingredients, which are 2 eggs, 2 bananas mashed, and 500 ml of milk. To start off, take a large mixing bowl and pour in all the dry ingredients: the flour, the 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 tablespoon of sugar. Whisk the ingredients until they are thoroughly mixed. There you have it. Now set it aside. Next, you do the same with the wet ingredients. So you pour in the eggs, the mashed bananas, and the milk. And whisk it until it's evenly blended. Now you can pour in the dry ingredients and stir with the whisk until it's all evenly blended. Okay, now that's done. And next we take a frying pan and heat it over the stove. Lightly grease the pan with oil to prevent the pancake from sticking onto the pan. When the pan is hot enough, pour in enough batter to make a pancake about 10 cm across. Cook for about 2 to 3 minutes until small bubbles start to appear on the surface of the batter. Flip it over. And as you can see, the underside should be a pale golden brown. Cook it for another 1 or 2 minutes more to brown the other side. And when that's done, you can transfer the pancake onto your serving plate.
To save time, you can mix the dry ingredients beforehand and keep in a resealable bag until it's ready to be used. Cut the pancakes into smaller pieces so they are easier and safer for children to eat. When handling with fruits, always remove the seeds, if any, before serving them. Always check the number of children you are cooking for before preparing the ingredients.
That's it! Your pancakes are ready to serve. Now, wasn't that easy? Let's have a quick recap of the ingredients for your banana pancakes. For our lunch menu, we're gonna learn how to cook 7 dishes.
Braised fish, mushrooms with gechi, chicken, mushroom, seo bak choy, and barley soup. Teriyaki glazed dory fillets. Chicken shepherd's pie with potato and spinach. Steamed egg with minced chicken, mushrooms, and mixed peas. Eurasian stew with chicken, potatoes, and mixed peas. Stir-fried mee tai mak with diced chicken and vegetables.
Before we begin, we'll actually be using chicken stock for quite a few dishes. So let's start off by learning how to prepare the chicken stock. To prepare chicken stock, we need 1.5 kg of chicken bones, all skin and fat removed, 2 carrots cut into large chunks, 1 onion, halved, 3 slices of young ginger, 5 liters of water, and a half teaspoon of black peppercorns. Rinse the chicken bones with boiling water and drain well. Combine the bones and all remaining ingredients into a large pot. Bring to a boil over medium heat and skim off any scum that has formed. Let it simmer very gently for 1.5 to 2 hours, and then skim off any scum every now and then. When the stock is done, strain it into a clean container. And that's how chicken stock is made.
Rinsing the chicken bones helps to remove bits of fat or blood. This keeps the stock from looking murky. Chicken stock can be frozen for up to 1 month. Simply seal cooled stock in container or freezer bag and freeze.
Now let's get started with the first dish, fish braised with mushrooms and gechi. Let's take a look at the ingredients that we need. 20 button mushrooms cut into halves, 1 liter of chicken stock, 1 tablespoon of oil, 1 onion thinly sliced, 2 cloves of chopped garlic, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce, 30 grams of gechi, otherwise known as wolfberries, 1 kg of fish fillets cut into serving pieces, and 3 spring onions cut into lengths of 5 cm each. The first thing we do is to heat the oil in a wok.
Once the oil is hot enough, add in the onion and garlic and fry for 2 minutes or until it is soft and fragrant.
Now you can add the mushrooms and chicken stock.
Allow the stock and ingredients to come to a boil, then cover the wok. It looks like it's boiling now, so I'm going to cover the wok. And then you can reduce the heat and simmer for about 5 minutes. Now you can add in the fish and the oyster sauce. Also, add in the soy sauce and gechi to the wok. Stir it all together and let it simmer for just about 10 minutes until the fish is cooked.
And now our first dish is ready to be served. Serve with hot rice for a yummy afternoon meal. Or you can also serve the dish with stir-fried vegetables or just toss in some boiled vegetables with the fish to blend with the oyster sauce.
Don't forget to check the expiry dates or for any spoilages in the food and ingredients. When preparing food, separate the raw meat and fish from the raw fruit and vegetables. Use separate cutting boards if necessary. Always check to make sure the poultry, meat, or fish is completely cooked. Cooking kills any harmful bacteria that can cause sickness. Vegetables are good for children. Each child should have at least 1 tablespoon of vegetables to go with the fish.
Next, I'm going to show you how to cook chicken, mushroom, xiao bai cai and barley soup. So let's take a look at the ingredients needed for this. You need about 20 straw mushrooms, 4 stalks of xiao bai cai, 3 liters of chicken stock, 100 grams of pearl barley washed and drained, 30 grams of geti or also known as wolfberries, 800 grams of skinless, boneless chicken meat cut into small pieces, and finally a little bit of salt for taste. Okay, so the soup is quite easy to prepare. First, slice the mushrooms and xiao bai cai. Heat the stock, add the barley, and boil until the barley is soft. Now that the soup is boiling, you can add the chicken, mushrooms, xiao bai cai and wolfberries. Let it simmer for about 10 minutes uncovered until the chicken is tender. Smells nice! Now you add a little bit of salt for seasoning and you can serve immediately for a piping hot meal.
Don't forget to check the expiry dates or for any spoilages in the food and ingredients. Always remember to wash your hands before you prepare a meal.
Our next item on the menu will be sure to delight the children. It's the teriyaki glazed dory fillets. So let's take a look at the ingredients needed for this dish. Here we have 800 grams of fish fillet, cleaned, 2 tablespoons of light soya sauce, half a teaspoon of dark soya sauce, 1 teaspoon of honey, and 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. And on this side, we have 4 cucumbers, 4 carrots, 3 tablespoons of oil, 1 onion finely sliced, 2 cloves of very finely chopped garlic, 2 spring onions chopped, 250 ml of chicken stock or just plain water, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Firstly, rub the fish fillet with light soy sauce, dark soy sauce, honey and sesame oil. And now cover it and let it stand for about 15 minutes. Next, we halve the cucumbers and carrots lengthwise. Then, thinly slice the halves diagonally. Before carrying on, we need to preheat the oven to 190 degrees Celsius. Next, we heat the oil in a wok. Add the onions, garlic and spring onions. Stir fry for about 3 to 4 minutes or until the ingredients are soft and fragrant. Now add the carrots and cucumbers and fry for about 1 minute. Now you add the stock or water followed by the salt. Cook for about 5 minutes or until the vegetables are just tender. You know how children are about vegetables. They really hate to eat their vegetables, but when fried with onions and garlic, they can taste quite delicious. Now, take a baking tray and spread the vegetable mixture on it. Making a layer about 1.5 cm thick. Now that that's done, we can put the fish fillet over it. Okay, now we can insert the tray and bake the fish for about 10 to 12 minutes or until the fish is cooked thorough. The cooking time is based on the thickness of your fish fillets, which should be at around 2 cm thick. If they are thicker than that, then you may need to bake for an extra 2 to 3 minutes. And there you have it, the teriyaki glazed dory fillet. Good enough to eat on its own, and it goes perfectly well with rice too.
Always wash the vegetables and fruit with water before serving or cooking.
What's next? What's next? Chicken shepherd's pie with potato and spinach. Let's take a look at the ingredients. For the topping, we need 2 liters of water, 800 grams of potatoes, peeled and cut into small cubes, and 300 grams of spinach, washed. For the chicken mixture, we have 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 large onion, finely chopped, 2 cloves of garlic, finely chopped, 800 grams of skinless chicken breast fillet cut into small chunks, 8 long beans cut into 1 cm pieces, 1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon of corn flour, 500 ml of water, and last but not least, an egg. We're going to start off by making the mashed potatoes for the topping. First, we need to get the water boiling in the pot.
Once it has come to a boil, add the potatoes, cover, and simmer until they are just cooked.
Once the potatoes are boiling, scoop them out and let them cool for a bit, and then you can start to mash them up. Next, you add the spinach to the boiling water and cook for about 1 to 2 minutes until the spinach turns limp. Scoop out the spinach and finely chop the vegetable. And once that's done, add the spinach to the mashed potatoes and mix together. And there we have it, the topping for our shepherd's pie. We're going to use the oven later, so now is a good time to preheat it to 190 degrees Celsius. Okay, now we're going to heat the oil in another pot.
Once the oil is hot, add in the onion and garlic and fry for 3 to 4 minutes or until it has softened and lightly browned.
Next, add the chicken, long beans, soy sauce, oyster sauce, and water. Okay, so now you keep stirring for 3 to 4 minutes or until the chicken is cooked. Add more water if necessary. You'll need lots of gravy. And don't forget to stir in the cornstarch to thicken the gravy. Once the chicken is cooked, transfer the chicken mixture onto a baking tray. Now take the spinach potato topping and spread it over the chicken mixture. The second last step is to beat the egg and then brush it over with the beaten egg. Okay, we're now ready to put the tray into the preheated oven. Put it in there for about 12 to 15 minutes until it is lightly browned. And that's it! The chicken shepherd's pie with potato and spinach is ready for your children to enjoy.
Be careful when heating the oil. Hot oil can splash and it's burning hot.
Our next dish on the menu is a simple but classic favourite, steamed egg with minced chicken, mushrooms and mixed peas. Let's take a look at the ingredients that we'll be needing for this dish. 10 eggs, 500 ml of chicken stock, 300 grams of mixed or diced chicken, 10 button mushrooms cleaned and coarsely chopped, half a cup of mixed peas, half a tablespoon of light soy sauce, a quarter teaspoon of pepper, and half a teaspoon of sesame oil. This is going to be really easy. Put all the eggs and all the other ingredients together and beat the mixture until everything is well blended. Once that's done, strain the egg mixture onto a steaming dish. The egg should not be more than 3 cm deep. Now, steam for 15 to 25 minutes until the egg is set. And it's ready to eat. See? It's that simple. We're now going to learn how to cook a Eurasian style dish. It's the Eurasian stew with chicken, potatoes and mixed peas. As always, we take a look at the ingredients for this dish. 1 liter of chicken stock or just plain water, 1 kg of skinless chicken breast fillet cut into bite-sized cubes, 2 big onions chopped, 400 grams of potatoes cut into cubes, 2 tablespoons of dark soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of ketchup, 4 cloves of garlic crushed, 3/4 teaspoon of pepper, half a teaspoon of salt for the taste, 1 tablespoon of margarine, and 1 tablespoon of corn flour. First, pour the soup stock or water into the pot and bring it to a boil. Add in all the remaining ingredients except the mixed peas and salt. Okay, now bring the soup back to a boil. Cover the pot, reduce the heat and simmer gently for 20 minutes. After about 20 minutes, you can add the mixed peas and salt. Simmer for another 5 to 10 minutes until the chicken and vegetables are tender. Finally, stir in the cornstarch to thicken the stew. Tastes heavenly. Okay, the stew is ready. So, it looks really delicious, doesn't it? It goes really well with either rice or bread, and the children will love it.
Use a separate spoon for tasting. Use a new spoon for each taste. It's more hygienic this way.
Our last dish for the lunch menu is stir-fried mee tai mak with diced chicken and vegetables. Let's take a look at the ingredients needed for this dish. 2 cloves of chopped garlic, 1 kg of mee tai mak, 800 grams of diced chicken, 400 grams of caicin cut into 2 cm strips, 200 grams of carrots cut into shreds, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 3 tablespoons of ketchup, and 1 tablespoon of oil.
We start off by heating the oil in a wok. Add in the garlic and stir fry until there's a fragrant smell. Next, add in the diced chicken and fry until brown and dry. Okay, once your chicken is cooked, you add in the choy sum, carrots, and mee tai mak. Now you stir fry for a further 10 minutes or until the mee tai mak has softened. Once the mee tai mak has softened, add in the oyster sauce and ketchup.
Now you mix it thoroughly. And there you have it. The mee tai mak is ready to be eaten.
Use skinless poultry or lean meat when cooking for a healthy lifestyle.
Okay, that's it for our lunch menu. Do you remember what were the dishes we learned to cook for lunch? Here they are again.
Braised fish, mushrooms with kimchi, chicken, mushroom, sio bak choy, and barley soup. Teriyaki glazed dory fillets. Chicken shepherd's pie with potato and spinach. Steamed egg with minced chicken, mushrooms, and mixed peas. Eurasian stew with chicken, potatoes, and mixed peas. Stir-fried mee tai mak with diced chicken and vegetables.
Now we are ready for the tea break menu with 2 light but very tasty treats. Children love to eat cheese, so I'll start by showing you how to make a cheese loaf. You need 250 grams of margarine, 230 grams of sugar, 4 eggs, 4 slices of cheese diced, 100 ml of milk, 280 grams of plain flour, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. First, preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. To make a cheese loaf, you will need a 23 cm square cake tin. Here it is. Grease the base and sides of the cake tin and line the base of the tin with baking paper. Now that's done, take the flour and baking powder and sift together in a bowl. Next, blend the margarine and sugar together until it's light and fluffy. Okay, now that it's light and fluffy, you add the eggs and blend until the mixture is smooth. Add in the diced cheese and milk and mix until it's all well combined. Now, add in the sieved flour and baking powder and mix well. Okay, now that everything is well mixed together, pour the mixture into the baking cake tin. Now, you place into the preheated oven and bake for around 45 minutes. How do you tell if a cheese loaf is ready? You can find out by inserting a toothpick into the center. If the toothpick comes out damp but clean, that means it's ready. Finally, let the cheese loaf stand for at least 15 minutes before slicing. There's enough for up to 25 kids. Serve with milk or cocoa for a yummy afternoon snack.
Milk is important for a child's growth. Every child should have at least 1 glass of milk, 250 ml a day. Keep dry ingredients separate from the wet ingredients before mixing.
Now, for our very last dish. I'm going to show you how to make the vegetable okonomiyaki, which is kind of like a vegetable pancake. Let's take a look at the ingredients needed. 250 grams of cabbage, which is about half a small round cabbage, 2 carrots, scrubbed clean, 1 tablespoon of very finely chopped ginger, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 3/4 tablespoons of salt, 3/4 tablespoons of pepper, 1 egg, 200 ml of milk, 150 grams of plain flour, and some oil for frying. First, you take the cabbage and carrots and shred them very finely. Next, you mix all the vegetables together with the garlic and ginger. Now, you sift the flour and baking powder together in a bowl and set it aside. In a separate bowl, beat the egg, milk, oil, salt, and pepper together until smooth. Beat until smooth and then pour in the flour mixture. Stir until smooth and then add in the vegetables and stir until thoroughly mixed. Now take a large frying pan and lightly grease with oil and set the pan over medium heat. Stir the vegetable again and spoon half of it into the pan. Spread it into the shape of a flat pancake about 1.5 cm thick. Reduce heat slightly and cook until the pancake is golden brown underneath. Carefully flip the pancake over and cook until the vegetables are tender and the other side of the pancake is browned. And now it's done and you can put it on a plate. Repeat with the remaining batter to make another pancake. The final step is to cut the pancake into wedges. And now it's ready to serve. The children can also dip their wedges into plain yogurt or ketchup for added flavor. So that's the vegetable okonomiyaki and the second of our tea time dishes.
Always serve the food on clean plates. Put on gloves before serving the food.
Well, that about wraps up our cooking video. I hope you've learned something useful today to help you create a tasty meal that your children are sure to enjoy. Goodbye!